fat on your belly. Stress can cause fat on your belly. Girl, do you want fat on your belly? No, for real. Do you want fat on your belly? I'm asking you because why are you still with him? Why? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Edlyn France, the reality check coach. A stressful relationship can ruin your health. I was in a relationship for 10 years of my life. Yes, 10 years of my life. I can't believe I'm even saying that. 10 years, a decade. And that relationship was full of so many ups and downs. It was a relationship full of lessons, like so many lessons. Don't get me wrong, there was good times, obviously. Most relationships aren't just purely bad, even though they have toxic moments. My relationship did have love in it. I'm not going to deny that. But it had a lot of toxicity that was very damaging to my mental and physical health. There's many factors that encouraged me to leave the relationship eventually. One of the main factors was my health. I could feel it. I could feel it eating away at me. I could feel the relationship having a negative impact on my health. I could feel it. It was just like it's like I could visualize a bad cell just eating away at every good part of my body. Very extra, but I could feel it destroying me from the inside out. I suffered with Graves' disease, which is overactive thyroid. It's a hyperthyroidism issue, but my particular one was called Graves' disease. And I have another video talking about that. And one of the things about Graves' disease or overactive thyroid is that you're really hypersensitive to stress. A lot of the doctors that I spoke to at the beginning of my diagnosis, although there's not that much information on exactly why you get overactive thyroid, a lot of them did mention stress. Stress obviously is a fight or flight response, which is amazing. I mean, especially when we were like hunter-gatherers. If a big animal is running after us, it's really important for us to have that fight or flight and know how to respond. You know, it's that attack. That's what that fight or flight does. It's preparing us to fight or to attack or to jump or to go. So it's really a good thing. However, when it's not preparing us to do any of that, but instead just festering and festering and festering in your body with no action and no real reason as to why it's all these chemicals and stuff are being released, that's really damaging to your health. Because I took so long to get the strength to leave a relationship that was not serving me, that was causing me stress, that was in turn really harming my body, I don't want the same for you. So if you stumbled on this video, chances have it that you are trying to leave something that is very difficult to leave. And if you can't leave through the clear facts that it's not working, that you're being harmed, that you're really suffering emotionally, physically, then let's actually delve into the health sides, like what it's actually doing to you. And look, I'm not an advocate for leaving a relationship. I'm an advocate for love, but I'm an advocate for healthy love. I'm an advocate for positive love, positive relationship, positive unions. I'm an advocate for people who are meant to be together, not people who aren't meant to be together to force being together. I'm not an advocate of that because I understand what that does. It's so harmful and it wastes time. 10 years. 10 years. If you're going to get to 34, no kids, and be single, and you feel like, oh my God, I can't do that, you better wise up now and figure out what's going on in your relationship. Is this relationship worth saving, or is it a relationship that you do need to leave and move on with your life? Leaving a toxic relationship is literally one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself. Healthy in so many ways. We have a saying in West Africa, I'm Ghanaian specifically, but we have a saying like, I can't come and kill myself. Literally, like, I cannot come and kill myself for this relationship. And I don't want you to either. So this is what we're going to delve into today. So let's have a look at what stress can do. Number one, stress can raise your blood pressure. Now, high blood pressure already runs in my family. So imagine this, you already have it in your family and then you're staying in a situation that's going to trigger it. I can't come and kill myself. So that fight or flight state of stress actually raises your heart rate. And that in turn can cause your blood vessels to narrow. So this is from my basic science research. I'm not a scientist here. But that's what it does to your body when you're in stress. Like I said, fight or flight is your body getting ready for quick action, to fight essentially. And that's what it is. But if this continues to happen over and over and over again on a constant basis, especially when you're not fighting or having that quick action and then calming down, that can put a lot of strain on your heart. Not only that, but stress can actually lead to coping mechanisms, which I am guilty of having them. Smoking, drinking, binge eating high calorie foods. I'm guilty of doing all of that. And all of those also raise high blood pressure. So it's not even just doing what those three things do anyway, which is they cause a lot of harm in other ways, but that in turn raises your blood pressure. So you're already raising your blood pressure by being under stress and having that fight or flight. But you can also indulge in those sorts of coping mechanisms that can in turn raise your blood pressure. And that leads on to one of the second effects of stress. Oh, now this effect is something that I'm not going to blame. Anyway, let me just tell you what it is before I start making excuses for my damn self. Fat on your belly. Women, I know. This is one of the hardest things that we have to deal with, which is fat on our belly. I've always been a thick girly. Always been a thick girly. In college, I was about a size 12 to 14. Leaving college, about 14 to 16. COVID hit, 18. Heaviest I've ever been. And it's been a challenge to bring myself down. I am currently 20 pounds down. So happy. I'm 20 pounds down and I'm a dress size lower. So I'm on my health journey. Like I said in my other video, health is wealth. Health is a lifestyle change. It's not just a phase. It's something that it's my life now. I eat well, I gym. That's me now. That's my life. And the bonus of it is losing weight. And I hope to lose a little bit more weight. No, a bit more. I have a goal. I don't necessarily have a goal weight, but I have an idea. I have clothes that I need to fit into. And yesterday, actually, I'm digressing, but just give me a second. Yesterday, I actually fit into jeans that I've been trying to fit into for a little while. They're still a bit tight, but I fit into it. They zipped up, they buttoned up, and they were not doing that in August. It's working and it feels so good. It feels like good. Anyway, back to this fat on your belly. Stress can cause fat on your belly. Girl, do you want fat on your belly? No, for real. Do you want fat on your belly? I'm asking you because why are you still with him? Why? Or guy, do you still want fat on your belly? Because why are you still with her? So when your body is in a fight or flight mode, it releases the hormone cortisol. And cortisol raises blood sugar and causes your body to store more fat around your abdominal area. Like, how mad is that? How mad is that? And like I said earlier, I was going to make excuses like, this is why I've had a little football because of all the stress I was under. Look, it definitely contributed. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely contributed. But that's not just the reason. Obviously, the bad eating and the bad habits and stuff like that, and no exercising. But it's definitely contributed. Can you imagine? This is what happens during stress. This is prolonged stress. So this is not just because I'm stressed today, but when you're stressed over and over again. And the crazy thing about cortisol is that it's actually more responsive to your belly. Like it's literally like, like putting on weight is annoying anyway, but the fact that this particular hormone is more responsive to that particular part of your body, your stomach, like that's rude. I'm sorry, but that's rude. Like, who does that? Little bitch, cortisol. And then on top of that, so it's not just focusing on your belly, like, storing fat there with the high blood sugar and everything. No. What it also does is, do you know what? I'm gonna make you want to eat now. Yeah, I've stored some fat, but do you know what? Cravings. Here you go. Go and eat. That's what it does. It actually starts to make you have cravings. And that's why so many people comfort eat. When you're stressed and you're sad and you're this and that, so many people comfort eat. And this is one of the reasons. I was never a comfort eater when I'm stressed, because stress for me was always quite heavy and emotional and stuff like that. But as the more my body got used to stress, I became a comfort eater. And another thing that cortisol can do is disrupt your sleep, which affects your metabolism. Again, it just affects the way that your body handles food. For anyone who actually wants to be slim and or have the body of their dreams and is staying in a relationship that is causing them stress. I mean, if this is not enough for you to pack your things and leave right now, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And not to mention that having fat around your belly can lead to so many health issues, heart-related ones, diabetes. Like, we know this already. This is common knowledge, having that belly fat. And that's another reason why I'm on my healthy journey, because I was storing a lot of fat around my stomach area. And I don't want to get sick. I want to live a long, fruitful, happy life. So, yeah, no stressful relationship for me and no apple pies, apparently. When this stress, fight and flight release happens for a long period of time, these are the issues that can happen. And it can also suppress your immunity. Oh my gosh. I mean, at this point, this is real health stuff. And if your immune suppressed, your body can't fight off viruses, illnesses. You're more prone to catching stuff. You're more prone to getting ill. And I actually remember maybe about 2 years ago having my blood count and my white cells were extremely low. And that is what it does. It lowers your white blood cells. And cortisol can actually reduce the production of your white blood cells. This is how serious staying in a situation that's stressful can be. It's not a joke. This is serious stuff. So that's what stress can do to your body. Now, I want to look at the four main stressors in a relationship, because if these things are happening in your relationship, you need to fix it. You need to fix it now. And if you do everything that you can and it still can't be fixed, then it might be time to call it quits. The first main stressor, uncertainty. Oof. Do I know her? Not being secure, lack of predictability. Like, this is one of the most important things in a relationship, predictability. When your partner is unpredictable, you're going to be everywhere, haywire. Your nervous system is going to be going up and down because you're so unsure of who's going to show up. You need a predictable partner, a partner that you know, like, I haven't heard from him today, but he calls me every night at 7 p.m. or around about. So I'm cool. I'm good. Relationships are based on those predictable moments. Being able to be secure in a relationship and knowing that your partner is your partner, knowing that they commit to things that they say, knowing how they move. And that's kind of a way of communicating without communicating as well. Because if you don't know your partner and then something doesn't seem right, but you don't know him, you don't know the way he moves, this is where accusations and your thought and your brain starts making up stories. But if you know your partner, you know how they move, you know where they'll be, you know the times they call and the things that they do. No one can come and tell you, oh, I saw your man here and there. No, because you know him. He's predictable. You understand his routine and his pattern. And that also leads to security. The second main stressor in a relationship is lack of information. I always say this: transparency over honesty. I'd rather you just be open about stuff. Be open about stuff. Don't hide anything. Don't keep anything. Just be open. Be transparent. Share. Let's not hold secrets that can really affect our relationship and affect us as a partnership, as a unit, and affect the trust. Like, it doesn't make sense. And communication. That lack of information could be because you don't talk to each other. Learn how to communicate. Learn your communicative styles, because everyone has different styles of communicating. And learn when it's time to communicate. Some people love to speak at the wrong times. I was in a relationship where it was very much like that. When something happens or an argument's happened, I need to cool off. I need time away. I need to get back into my reasonable thinking. I need to remember all the reasons why I love you, because right now I hate you. I need time to chill. But my ex-partner wouldn't give me that time. So I'd be forced to communicate, and I would say things that I didn't necessarily mean. Or it would make me even more angry, to the point where I would say things that I did mean, actually. The third main stressor in a relationship is conflict. Constant fighting, a relationship that's constantly in disagreement, not being evenly yoked, which is what I say all the time, referencing from the Bible. Two cannot walk together if they're not evenly yoked. If you're always in disagreement, always fighting, never on the same page, never see eye to eye, there's a lack of respect for one another. One person can't compromise, the other constantly butting heads. That is not a healthy situation. That causes stress. And the fourth main stressor in a relationship is loss of control. And that could be from instability, insecurity, self doubt, dependency or power imbalance, or the inability to influence decisions, outcomes. So when you're struggling to solve problems or make decisions together, that is such a big stressor. I can relate to that so much. In my past relationship, we couldn't even make a decision without fighting, because we weren't on the same page. We didn't see things eye to eye. We didn't see things, we couldn't work together. That was an issue. And insecurity and self doubt in a relationship is such a relationship destroyer. If you're not confident in what you have, and you're not confident in yourself, and you're not confident in your partner, and you're not confident in the plans that you make and the future that you may hold, that can cause so much stress because you're just not confident in what you have. These are the four main stressors in a relationship. And if you're in this relationship that's causing this stress for a long period of time, that can cause chronic stress. And I already told you what stress can do to your body. This is serious stuff. If you're in a relationship that feels like this, then let's find some ways that we can combat this. And if you can't, you have to let it go. So a few ways you can combat it is right off the bat, before you even get into a relationship, choose the right partner. The partner you choose is one of the most important decisions you will make in your life, if not the most important decision. They're going to do everything with you. They're going to be your reflector, your mirror, your partner. The other half, the better half. It's so important to choose correctly. They could be parents with you, grandparents, business partners, homeowners. You need to make sure you choose the right partner. That's from the get-go. Take your time with it. Don't rush. Don't just settle. Don't just get with someone just to get with someone, just to say you're in a relationship. Don't get with someone for superficial reasons either. Get to know them. Know that you two are evenly yoked, that you two can actually work as a union. The second way to combat it is communication. Communication is so important. And if you know you're not a good talker or you're not well versed at expressing yourself, learn how to communicate better. Learn what your communication style is and how to get better at it. Learn your partner's communication style, and you both communicate about how you're going to communicate, if that makes any sense or if that's even possible. But you need to be able to talk to one another. You need to be able to share with one another. You need to be able to express concerns in a safe space. You need to have a safe space to talk and to relate and to confer about your relationship. A relationship is kind of like a business, you know? You need to have like 3 monthly, quarterly, yearly evaluations and know where you guys are, where you stand, what needs to be improved, etc. Find a way to do that with one another. I was reading about this study that happened where they had two groups of wives. The one group of wives were women who didn't speak up in their relationships and just held everything in. And then there was another group of women who were very vocal in their relationships, raised concerns, etc. And the women who didn't speak up, they were tested for how how susceptible they were to getting serious illnesses. And they had a higher percentage than the women who spoke out about their relationship concerns, etc. That's mad. Third step is get some help. Get some help in your relationship. Now, when it comes to talking about relationship with friends and family, it's such a tricky thing. It's a fine line, and I'm still not really sure where I stand. A part of me thinks, yes, make sure you surround yourself with other couples. I think it's good for you guys to relate and talk and sometimes share stories, or just be able to bounce back and realize, oh, my partner's really not that bad, or just learn new tips of how to communicate. Or sometimes it's good to surround yourself with other couples, but at the same time, when it comes to friends and family, people seem to hang on to the negative more easily, so when you share negative things about your partner, they'll remember it. Friends and family, they'll remember it. And when you've moved on because you love the person and you've moved on and you've rode the wave, they won't be able to, because they're not in love and they don't have the goggles that you have. So it's a catch-22, but I think getting some help, maybe just outside help, therapy, couples counseling, church, something, get some help. But if you are going to a therapist or speaking to someone or speaking to a church counselor or whatever it may be, you need to put in the work. You can't just say, yeah, we're going, and then act like that's the magic wand. No, you need to actually work. You need to do the activities, the tasks, whatever you guys discuss, and make notes. Like, this is serious. Take your relationship seriously and actually do the work alongside getting that expert advice. And the last way to combat it would be to know when to walk away. Know when your time is done. Know when your health is at risk. Know when it's really damaging to you. Know when you've had enough. Know when it's time to say goodbye. You could be wasting years of your life, and you could also be damaging your health. I can imagine myself watching this a couple of years back, and I know it would have hit home. I know it would have really touched the core. I don't know what I would have done if I would have left right there and then, but I know it would have been another piece of, like a stepping stone to help me towards my path to leaving. So don't be hard on yourself. It's not easy leaving someone you love. It's hard. It's hard. It's like a death. It is not easy leaving someone you love. And that's what essentially you're doing. If a relationship is not working and it's causing harm, it doesn't mean that the love is gone. Sometimes it is, but a lot of the times it's not. So I understand it's hard, but you have to put yourself first. Comment below if you have any other tips to really combating a stressful relationship. Comment below and share your stories of what you've gone through and how you managed to get through it. Like I say, this is a learning platform. Let's share and learn together. And until next time, bye friends.